All right, guys. Now we are going to get into the fun stuff. We are going to kind of do a fire run of a bunch of different recruits. Like I mentioned, we're going to watch London Smith from Baylor. We're going to watch Jack Utz from Kansas, Corbin Glasgow, Kansas, Landon Anderson, Kansas, Amontre Harris, TCU, Patrick Gerd, Cincinnati, Camp Lott, UCF. It's going to be a fire run here. It should be a lot of fun, though, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the most recent Big 12 transfers and recruits. And we're going to start now. All right, guys. And now we are watching London Smith. London Smith is a wide receiver out of University High School in Waco, Texas. He is a 4-star prospect, according to 24/7 Sports, a 90 graded prospect, and a 4-star 0.92 graded prospect according to composite. So even better composite than he is already, as impressive as he is for 24/7. He had offers. He's committing to Baylor, but he had offers from Alabama, Arizona State, Arkansas, Auburn, just to name a few. Lots of great offers here. He was Texas District 11 5A2 Offensive Newcomer of the Year, and this was in 2022, his freshman year, named Super Centex Newcomer of the Year by Waco Tribune in both football and basketball as a freshman. His father, Rodney Smith, is a former 3-year starter at safety for Baylor between 1996 and 1999. He was 8th all-time in solo tackles for the Baylor Bears, started at guard for the 96 Baylor basketball team. His mother is also an extremely high-level athlete, 1999 NCAA national champion in the triple jump with a 45-10 meter mark, represented the U.S. at the 1999 World Championships. London Smith in his high school career, he's played 3 seasons, so he's going to be in the class of 2026, which means he won't be in this next year, but he'll be in the following. And in 3 seasons, he has amassed in a total of 31 games played. He's caught 132 passes for 2,102 yards, averaging almost 16 yards a catch, nearly 70 yards per game, and 22 touchdowns in his career. His past year, his junior season, in 8 games played, he got 45 catches, 626 yards, almost 14 yards a catch, and nearly 80 yards per game and 5 touchdowns. That is London Smith, an extremely impressive pickup for Baylor and a great addition to the 2026 recruiting class. Here we go, guys. Jack Utz, you can see it on the screen there, 6'5", 230 pounds. He's going to be in the class of 2026, so he still has a lot of time to pack on weight. He is a commit to the Kansas Jayhawks, an exciting pickup to Kansas's already very impressive class. They have been loading up lately, and a guy like this is a critical piece to a team like that. And you look at him here, guys, he's a 3-star prospect, 86th grade according to 24/7 Sports, the number 11 player in Missouri, and was a part of the Platte County State Championship team this past year, 14-0. He has offers from schools like Kansas, Arkansas, Baylor, BYU, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa State, Kansas State. Just stacks of offers here, guys. Nebraska, Northwestern, Ole Miss. This guy could have played football at most schools, right? At most schools that he wanted to. And he's a ferocious run blocker, a guy that anyone would want to have on their team. But I think Kansas got a good one here in Jack Utz out of Platte County. Okay, guys, next up on the list is Corbin Glasgow. Now, this is a guy at a Geyer High School. He's a 3-star, 87 rated prospect, 5'9", 187 pounds. Really, or 178 pounds. Sorry to misspeak there. He's the class of 2026, Denton, Texas, offers from Kansas, Kansas State, Toledo, Arkansas State. A little under recruited when you consider just how fast this kid is. He's running a 4.340, a 10.300 meter, and just brings it. 3-star junior Olympian, All-American, exciting prospect, guys. He's been on his varsity team for the past 2 seasons. He's class of 2026, which means he still has a senior year. In 2024, he had 6 games played, 14 receptions, 134 yards, and then that was receiving and rushing the ball. He had 7 carries, 1 touchdown, 116 yards. And in 2023, as a sophomore, he had 10 games played, 38 receptions, 395 yards, 4 touchdowns, 10 carries, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. So basically 12 yards a carry when running the ball, and 52 catches for 529 yards when receiving. deadly player, tons of speed, 4.3 40, 10 300 meter. Doesn't get much better than this. If he can put together quite a year next year and really make those stats stick and get a longer season out of him, some big schools are going to come knocking, and Kansas is going to have to fight to keep the grips on this kid. All right, guys, we are looking at Landon Anderson now, just committed to Kansas. Very exciting prospect. Rivals has him as a 4-star prospect, 6'4", 275 pounds, according to 24/7. 24/7 currently doesn't have him ranked at all. Very odd to see Rivals have a guy as a 4-star and 24/7 not even have him ranked. 24/7, get it together. I give you guys a ton of or a ton of props, but that's slacking a little, especially this kid committed a little bit ago, and I'm making a recruiting video for him before you guys have him graded. But is what it is. Anyways, Landon Anderson, very impressive player. Like I said, 6'4", 275 pounds. A guy that causes havoc in backfields, was getting TFLs as a sophomore in high school and followed it up with a very impressive junior year where he created a lot of havoc in the backfields. Excited to see what this kid can do as a senior. If he can follow it up, Kansas is going to have to fight to keep this kid, but also Kansas will have a ready-to-go defensive end coming in 2026. All right, guys. And now we are looking at a Montre Harris committed to TCU a couple days ago. Exciting prospect, 6'3", 213 pounds, edge rusher for TCU coming in here in the class of 2026. 213 pounds is a little light for an edge rusher, but just to give you guys an idea about what this kid is bringing and why he'll be able to do it at the next level, once he packs on some size. This guy played in 15 games last year as a junior. Looking at it, it looks like it was his first year on varsity, and he had 18 TFLs, 18 tackles for a loss. That is a crazy number. And he followed that up with 10 sacks on top of 18 TFLs and 9 hurries on the quarterback. So this guy is living in the backfield, and you can see on the film he is dominating offensive tackles. He does not play like he is 213 pounds. He plays like he's 250, and he'll have some time here. Hopefully he can get up into that 6'3", 230, 235-ish range by the time he gets to college to get out there and get some reps on the field. Very, very impressive player. He had offers from the likes of TCU, Houston, SMU, Tulsa, and I'm sure more offers will be coming in once this tape gets out more. Very impressive kid. Very, very quick, agile on the field. And if you're an edge rusher that can disrupt plays in the backfield, you can make a living at the next level. That's a Montre Harris for TCU out of Summer Creek. All right, guys, and we are looking at Camp Lott here. He is an offensive tackle prospect that committed to UCF to the Knights. Exciting prospect, a kid out of Park Lane Academy. Yeah, Park Lane Academy out of Macomb, Mississippi. He is a big kid here. You can take a look at him. He's 6'6", 245 pounds. So he definitely has some size that he's going to need to tack on. And a lot of the highlights in high school are him playing defense. But it looks like he is going to be playing offensive tackle at the next level. So hard to take too much from these highlights, but he's got the size for it. He's athletic. You love to see that in an offensive tackle, and definitely has the ability to chase guys down and make plays in the backfield. So that's Camp Lott for the UCF Knights. Guys, and finally, we are going to be looking at Patrick Gerd, who just transferred to Cincinnati. You can see on the screen here, he was a 3-star rated 84 level transfer. Definitely a guy that Cincinnati's getting, someone that has the pedigree. He's been playing at Ohio State for a while now. He's been there since 2021, slowly increased in snap numbers, but again, didn't get a ton of playing time, but you do love the fact that he was able to be in a room with a ton of good players and still be able to get some reps and learn in a really good system that has turned out a lot of good tight ends over the years. Jeremy Ruckert is the first name that pops to mind. I believe he was in the same room as Jeremy Ruckert, and definitely a guy that's been around good players, can help bring a winning program mentality from a national champion. Probably going to be a starter based on just looking at Cincinnati's roster. But either way, looks like a good pickup, and we'll have to see just how impactful he can be once he actually gets out there on the field.